Hello and welcome to another unit by unit video where we are going over every single unit in the new Drukhari Codex. The story, the fluff, the rules, the cool combos. Let's begin.
The Dark King.
Hello everyone, welcome to another SkaredCast video. I'm Skari, your grateful host. Hair and all, today we're looking at Lelith Hesperax, the Queen of Knives, an iconic character in the Drukhari Codex, and one of the faction's, best gladiatorial fighters. So, as always, divided into two little sections. First, we're going to go over her lore, her story, and then we're going to go over her rules in the new 9th edition Drukhari book. So, let's begin. Make sure you have a coffee and stuff. Works fantastic. Lelith is the undisputed champion of the gladiatorial arenas. Most deadly of all her kind, Lelith's skill in the arts of combat bear all the hallmarks of a true genius. Lelith is grace embodied. Her movements are hypnotic, sensual, and spellbinding. Watching Lelith go about her blood-soaked business is a privilege that only the wealthiest Drukhari can afford. To see such a superbly talented succubus perform firsthand is a dream come true for most Cabalites. For the agonizing beauty of her kills energizes and reinvigorates even the eldest of their kind. Though the purr of her voice has been likened to honeyed velvet, Lelith rarely speaks, for she is an artiste, not a politician. Nonetheless, her pronouncements are always carried out to the letter by her handmaidens in the cult of strife, who look in jealous awe as their mistress's flawless form and supernatural physical dexterity. On the eve of a real space raid, Lelith will often pad like a hunting cat into the halls of an Archon preparing for battle. Lady Hesperax blesses raiding cabals with her presence in this manner, only in order to search out unusual prey. She loves to match her abilities against the most formidable elites. She has yet to return without blood upon her blades. Alone amongst the witch cults, Lelith does not use combat drugs to enhance her performance. The succubus prefers to fight up close and considers the use of narcotics to be for the weak, for they corrupt the instant where the killing strike hits home and the lifeblood flows out. How can one properly appreciate the delicate nuances of a victim's dying breath when one's senses are polluted by intoxicants? For Lelith, the purest way to enhance the sensory exhilaration of slaughter is by her own hand. As such, her every strike is unique, an improvement upon the last, so that the dose of agony she is afforded from her victims is ever increased. To forsake the use of chemical enhancement in this way is usually suicidal in the lightning-fast world of the arena. Yet, such is Lelith's prowess that her pristine flesh remains scarless, almost. The harpies of the rival witch cults whisper that Lelith's incredible skill is from an unnatural source, that she has somehow persuaded the homunculi to replace her blood with hyperadrenaline, that as a child she suckled upon steroid syringe, that she sleeps in a Byronic sarcophagus filled to the brim with stimulant serum. The truth is far simpler. She is a born predator, with singular drive to perfect the art of murder. Lelith's disciples in the cult of strife maintain that their mistress needs nothing more than a piece of edged steel to outclass her foes. Sure enough,
although she is an expert in the use of all the exotic weapons used by her kind. Lelith can most frequently be seen fighting with two simple but perfectly weighted knives. As she darts around her opponents, her blades moving in a blur, she uses her mane of silky hair, sewn through with barbs and hooks, to snare the blades of her foes, much in the manner of the shardnet of the Urachni. Her long legs and bare feet are edged with spurs, the better to tear open a throat with a perfect pirouette kick, and her fingernails have been reinforced and honed to scalpel sharpness. Lelith can kill a dozen lesser warriors in the space of a few seconds, her knives tracing a spiraling path between each fatal slash before finishing with flourish and poise. Indeed, vid steals of her doing so are traded through Comora and beyond by those with a twisted fate and taste for violence. Perhaps, her spectators say, it's not only mortals who gaze with rapt attention as Lelith waves her deadly dance. After battling and defeating Evrain in the Crucible, Lelith has gone on to join forces with the Reborn leader, committing much of the strength of the Cult of Strife to the war against Slaanesh. The Queen of Knives and her witches, along with allies from the Craftworlds and Harlequin troops, fight alongside the Inari, allowing the succubus to showcase her exquisite blade work against the chaos hordes infesting the Imperium Nihilus. Although this confluence of Eldari ostensibly has a singular goal, the annihilation of she who thirsts, Lelith has her own reasons for stabbing out into the galaxy. Her greatest desire is to locate and capture Lucius the Eternal, the Chaos Lord of the Emperor's Children, famed for his martial prowess and repeated resurrections. Were she to return Lucius to the Dark City and strip him of his Slaanesh-cursed armor, she could face him in one-on-one, the Crucible, in what would be the greatest duel Comora has ever seen. Lelith Hesperax, one of the coolest characters in all of the Dark City. I really enjoy using her in game. So let's go over the rules for Lelith and a couple of cool little tips and tricks. She is a master succubus of the Cult of Strife, so she acts in a lot of the same ways as a master succubus. Set war gear, set abilities, not as customizable as one of the unnamed succubus. However, in a particular sense, has very unique skills. She is 5 power level, and she is movement 8, weapon skill, ballistic skill 2+, strength and toughness 3, so still elfy in strength. She has 5 wounds with 7 attacks, 8 leadership, and a 6-up armor save. Her blades are Lelith's blades. They just changed that. They are melee weapon, +1 strength, so she's strength 4 base with the weapons. She has AP -3, great against basically all armor. Damage 1, and every time an attack is made with these weapons, you roll an unmodified roll of a 6, scores an additional hit. So having 7 attacks, rolling, you're probably going to hit a few more times with it, which is pretty cool. She does have the Blade Artist and Power from Pain rules, so it can advance and charge, has a better invulnerable save, but it doesn't matter because she has an invulnerable save all the time pretty much anyway. She has a Blade Artist, so her AP can go up to AP 4. It's pretty snazzy. Couple of special abilities. At last, a challenge. When she makes a melee attack against a character, you can re-roll hit and wound rolls. So that's really good, especially when you explode on 6s. Remember, it says just re-roll the hit roll and the wound roll. It doesn't have to be misses. If you want to fish for 6s, you can roll her attacks and then pick up anything that wasn't a 6 and then roll it again to hope to get extra hits with 6s. It's called fishing for 6s. So against characters, she can do that, which is pretty cool. She has the Bribes of Death aura, so re-rolling 1s to wound for core Cult of Strife units, so witch units and Hellions and things like that. She does have a 4-up invulnerable save for Quicksilver dodge, so against everything. And in melee, she's -1 to be hit, which is quite a big deal. That it means that you save CP on lightning fast reflexes, which is awesome. Deadly Dance, she can move 6-inch consolidation in any direction because she is a master succubus, which means she can just consolidate whichever way she wants. It doesn't have to be towards the closest. She can move out of combat with it. She can bounce around, get into combat with other things. That is a very powerful ability. Then in Natural Perfection, so in your combat phase, you can select one of 2 special rules for Lelith. The first one is called Thrilling Acrobatics. Until the end of the turn, you can declare charge in a turn in which you fell back or advanced. So she can use this on turn 1 to advance and charge, which is awesome. Or, she can fall back and still charge, which is also really good. Or Gory Spectacle. So in the fight phase of that turn, if the model is destroyed, then she can fight again, which is pretty cool. Now, the Thrilling Acrobatics, you're not going to use as much because she can consolidate out of combat. So it means that she can fight and then consolidate out of combat. So then in your turn, she can move and act as normal, right? So more often than not, you're probably going to be using the Gory Spectacle to make sure that if she kills something, she fights twice. So with 7 attacks, you're looking at 14 different attacks. With Exploding 6s, it's a decent amount of attacks. Plus, if you fight twice, she can pile in and consolidate twice, which means she can actually really, she can just fight again. She doesn't have to be within an inch of a model, so she can get a lot of additional free movement when she does the Gory Spectacle, which is really, really cool. And then she has the No Escape special rule, so she can tie units up in combat, aka somebody wants to fall back that's not Titanic in combat with her, you just roll off. And if your opponent doesn't win the roll-off, if you draw, you reroll. But if they don't win, they get stuck in combat with her, which is very, very powerful. Overall, she is a good HQ if you're looking for something that's not really flashy or you want a special character. Of course, not something I'd use in Crusade. However, Cult of Strife has become very, very popular, and she is a fantastic choice. You can combine her with her Warlord trait, which is Blood Dancer. So when she rolls a 6 to hit, it's 2 additional hits, plus her paired blades means that on a 6 to hit, it would be 3 additional hits. So she can do quite a lot of attacks, especially against characters and things like that. She might not have a lot of damage, multiple damage weapons, but because she has lots of attacks and against characters, reroll hits and wounds tends to offset the fact that she's only 1 damage a pop. However, she can go into a horde of models and with her fight twice really do some serious work against them. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you stay tuned as I will be doing one of these videos for every single unit entry in the Drukhari Codex. Leave a like, leave me a comment, let me know how you would use Lelith in your list. A huge shout out to all the channel Patreons, without whom I could not do this. The channel Patreons got a pre-release of this video and many other videos before they come out live. If you'd like to support the channel, the links are down in the description below. Other than that, I've been Skari, your grateful host, signing off until next time. Skari out. Ah, the Dark Kin. Lelith!